Hello friends, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. My name is Anne and this is Hidden Farm Life. We try to share our life on our homestead of a little over 14 acres, and it's just sometimes it's a day in the life, sometimes it's a recipe, sometimes it's about the animals that we have, which are a lot. We have sheep, goats, occasionally pigs, chickens, turkeys, mini donkey cows, a horse, dogs, cats, rabbit, a gecko, leopard gecko, parakeets. I could probably go on. Nala is joining me right now. This is our middle daughter's cat. So today is going to be pretty much a day in the life. I have some chores to do. I'm going to show you what this living room looks like after a Sunday afternoon of leisurely play. Our puppy Ruby usually has her toys everywhere, and it's just chaos. Having a puppy is like having a small child. It really is, which I'm not complaining. It's just a lot of work. So let's get busy. And here is what I'm dealing with this morning. Here's a sweatshirt on the chair, stuff is on the little dresser over there, there's a charger, pillows are on the floor, sofa is all disheveled, Ruby's toys obviously everywhere, shoes, pillows. I need to vacuum and straighten up this rug, so let's... Moving on to the kitchen, I've made myself a little hot chocolate trimmy. If you're familiar with Trim Healthy Mama at all, it's their protein hot chocolate. I'm sure if you search the internet, you can find any number of recipes. I can't, because of the copyright, share that recipe, but let me tell you, if you can't handle coffee, because I can't handle caffeine, this is so good. And I'm sure you can hear Ruby, our puppy, in the background. We are still working on crate training, so you may hear her in the background protesting a little bit. While that cools off, I want to get a jump start on dinner, and I'm going to make cracked chicken. Again, I'm sure there are any number of recipes on the internet. I can link one below that I kind of base mine off of. I don't follow it exactly. I use my own spice mixes. And I'm going to use one of our backpacked chickens. These are our own chickens, and we get them backpacked. So I'm going to go ahead and open this and put it in my Instant Pot and get that going. So while the chicken is cooking in the Instant Pot for dinner, I also put enough water in there to make broth. I only need, I believe, 2 cups of broth to make the cracked chicken, and I will take the rest to make soup for me. I will also save all of the bones from the carcass and the whole carcass itself. I'll take the meat off, and I will either put that in the freezer to save until I collect enough bones to make bone broth, or I might just go ahead and make bone broth now. It's always good when you have a lot of bones. You get all of the marrow and all of the nutrients out of the bones, but sometimes I will just turn right around and make it with one carcass. It just depends. So while that's cooking, I thought I would go ahead and prep these cabinets for painting as part of our Remodel Your Kitchen on a Budget. Now, I did a simple Google search, and I found this. It's Zep Heavy Duty Citrus Cleaner, or Citrus Degreaser and Cleaner. This needs to be diluted 1:1. This is a gallon, and it is, oh gosh, I think it was $13. So not a bad deal considering you dilute it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this mixed up and start on these cabinets so that we can paint soon. Okay, I should probably read the directions first before I even start. Spray, wait 1 minute, and then wipe and rinse. So that can't be too difficult. I think I'm going to try to use an old sponge. It's It's kind of ratty. I don't really use it anymore. So let's see what this does to the cabinets. Okay, if you can see, this is the pantry cabinet that is next to the fridge. This dark stuff is wear from all the years that these have been here, and it's all down the cabinet doors. So what I'm gonna do is I have my iPhone, and I am going to set the timer for 1 minute, since that's what the bottle said. After spraying it, we'll see what happens. Ooh. So we've started the timer, and I'm hoping this comes off. We'll see. Oh, can you see it here? Hold on, let me see if I can angle you down. Can you see where it's getting, no you can't. It's getting lighter right here. See if I can zoom you in a little bit. Can you see that right here? Where it's turned sort of gray. It's almost like it's going, it might be coming off, let's hope. So we have 12 seconds left before we can wipe it off and rinse. So I'm gonna go ahead and wet my sponge with warm water and see what happens. Okay, there's my timer. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe. Oh gosh, yes. This is working pretty well. I mean, I still need to use a little elbow grease, but this is coming off, which is fantastic. Okay, let's go ahead and finish the rest of the cabinets. So it looks pretty good, actually. All of that grimy grease that was right here and along the doors, I mean, it feels really smooth now. This feels like still tacky and almost rough, because I haven't done the upper cabinet, obviously. But this feels so nice and smooth and just clean and probably ready to go with my paint. I'm gonna go ahead and continue with the rest of the cabinets in the kitchen. I figured I might as well do the lower cabinets while I'm at it, because we're gonna go ahead and use these in the kitchen remodel. We're not keeping the ones that we've already taken out. So everything that's still here is gonna stay and is gonna get painted. Okay, cabinets have now been degreased and cleaned, and I'm not sure with the lighting, since there's so much light coming in these windows, if you can see it, but these, oh gosh, they look fantastic. They just look so much lighter and brighter. I mean, these cabinets were put in, I believe in, we have the paperwork, either 93 or 95, somewhere around there. So they're not bad for their age, and yeah, fantastic. I'm gonna work on finishing my hot chocolate trimmy. I just had to heat it up again. So good. It's so cold out. I think the temperature today, right now I think it's 19, and it's only supposed to go to 29, which is, you know, relatively warm compared. But anyway, if you'll recall, in our first couple of videos on the kitchen remodel on a budget, we talked about the cabinets that were here, and we took those out. It was a corner cabinet, Lazy Susan, on the top and the bottom, and how we wanted to add a pantry. So if you remember, behind this wall here is the stairwell to go to the basement, the lower level. We live in a Rambler rancher. So what Darren has done, my husband has done, is he has cut out the pilot hole, if you will, in this wall for the pantry door. And we are going to the floor. I don't know if you can see that, just the camera. The floor is up in this area, and the hole that we reuse feed bags from the animals, so that has a whole bunch of debris in it from the wall. You can see the insulation and the plaster that's coming out. We're putting it in there. So once we're done doing this pilot hole, we will knock it all out and finish it, and then get a door to be hung in there, and then we can go ahead and finish. I have to get off the rest of this this Formica, whatever this stuff is, this ugly stuff. It is so ugly. But yeah, we're gonna take the rest of that off, and yeah, keep pushing along with this kitchen remodel. The next step for me is going to be painting these cabinets. So that will be coming up probably in the next video that we shoot of the kitchen. As for the rest of today, I'm going to finish up dinner and probably go out and check on the babies. We'll probably do a video on them soon. Oh my gosh, they're getting so big. If you're new, we raise Finn sheep, and we've had an early crop of babies, and they're just so stinking cute. Let me just say that right now. I could spend all day in the barn just looking at them and playing with them. They're just so adorable. They get to the point where they're bouncing around and they vocalize, and they have their little personalities. It's so cute. I digress. I love my sheep. So yeah, let's get going with the rest of the day. So it's after 10, and while I'm really enjoying this hot chocolate trimmy, I'm getting hungry. And I do a very soft, loose intermittent fasting, and I normally eat my first meal between 10 and 12, depending on how busy I am and how hungry I am. I mean, before that, I am drinking water, like lots of water, and I did my workout this morning, made sure I was completely hydrated. But I'm hungry now after scrubbing all of these cabinets. So what I'm gonna make is a very, like I said, a very loosely based keto faux oatmeal. I don't know if you can see, let me zoom in. If you can see in here, I have almond flour, flax seeds, chia seeds, yeah, and I'm going to add some frozen blueberries. You don't have to add fruit, I just like to. I don't know, half a cup maybe. I also added a pinch of, put you back out. Again, like I said, I'm still working on camera angles and everything. I'm gonna add about a half a cup of almond milk, any brand, variety, you know, you could use coconut milk, I've used that, you could use cashew milk, whatever you like. I'm gonna turn it on, and you really only need to heat it for as long as it would take for the seeds to absorb the liquid and get a little bit, you know, thicker like oatmeal would. I'm adding a splash of vanilla. This is pure, this is real vanilla concentrate. This comes from Haiti. This is so good. So all I'm gonna do is let this all come together in the pot and just absorb all of that almond milk. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to add, because I'm using all plant-based materials, I need to add some more protein to this. So I use, I do use a whey protein. It's a grass-fed whey protein. I'm not against, I'm not vegan or anything. I just, my belly does better with a lot of plant-based foods. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that protein, and I'll be right back. So I've cooked it to the consistency. I'm not sure if you can see this. I'll put it in the bowl. I don't like it super firm. I put a little bit of water in this. I like it to be a little bit thinner. You can cook it to whatever consistency you like. I also added in about a half a cup of coconut milk yogurt. I don't like almond milk yogurt and cashew milk yogurt. It's okay. Coconut milk yogurt is usually my favorite. My belly just can't tolerate whole milk yogurt. That's just the way it is. I'm going to also add about a tablespoon of this Base Culture maple almond butter. This is so good, and it's all natural. No palm oil, peanut free, grain free, preservative free, and gluten free. This stuff is really good. I'm also going to add about a tablespoon or so of raw organic pumpkin seeds. I get these at the Amish store that we go to in Lancaster, the next county over. I buy them in bulk and I keep them in my refrigerator, and they keep really well. I'm also going to add, this is Terrafina organic toasted cacao nibs. These taste like chocolate, but give me that tiny little bit of energy burst that I think I probably would get from having coffee without the jitters. I do not get jitters from this. So I add, oh, I don't know, about a tablespoon. Here is that chicken out of the Instant Pot. I put it in, it's small chicken. It was maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 pounds. I put it in the Instant Pot. This is an 8-quart for 2 hours, I believe. And I put just enough broth. Like I said, I want to use 2 cups for the cracked chicken, and then I'm going to use the rest for to make myself some soup. So that's what I'm going to do next. So now that the chicken is finished cooking in the Instant Pot, I've emptied the Instant Pot and I have it set to saute. I have deboned, all of the bones are in here. I'm going to save those to make a wonderful broth. And all of the meat, remember I said this was a small chicken, 2 to 3 pounds. I'm going to put all of this into the Instant Pot now. And that will get shredded up. I mean, you really only have to put it in here to warm everything up. So to this, I'm going to add a small can of diced green chilies. Remember, I made this recipe up myself based off of the recipe on the internet. I'm using a small bag. What is this? This is a pound of corn. I probably, you know what, I'll use the whole thing. Normally I wouldn't, but it's such a small bag. 2 cans of mild Rotel. I have 1 can of the brand name, and then I have 1 can of the Aldi version. It's just as good. And our family, we don't really care. So I'm going to stir that around a little bit just to get everything going. I have my Instant Pot set to saute on low so that I can get everything in here first before it really starts to bubble up. The next thing I'm going to add is almost, not quite, just shy of a tablespoon of onion powder. And I use this, this is organic Frontier Co-op. This is certified organic white onion powder. I get that at the Amish store that we go to in Lancaster. Again, the next county over. Garlic powder, and I buy all of our spices in bulk. So it just, I keep them in jars or something. I'm going to do about a 1/4 tablespoon of garlic powder. We're not huge fans of garlic, but you need a little bit. And then this is a taco blend that I am going to add about a tablespoon. And you can, I don't know if you can see, there are some pepper flakes in there. You don't need a lot with the Rotel. This is a chili blend. This is strictly just chilies. I'm going to do about a 1/2 tablespoon of this. And this, again, these are bulk. This is organic parsley flakes. And they get them, I just got this one, and they keep them at the store, at the Amish store again, in these little plastic containers. I usually transfer them to my little glass containers. I'm going to use a really good pinch of this. And then, you know what? I forgot. Here it is. I'm going to use a can of black beans. And again, I just got store brand. Not super picky about that. I normally buy organic when I can, but we usually eat beans that I have cooked myself, like from dried beans. So I don't really keep canned beans on hand that much. I'm just gonna step over to the sink and rinse these real quick. Okay, so into the pot these go. And to that, I'm going to add, I have some leftover stock from the other day. I'm gonna add some of that. I like, this is why it's hard for me to do a recipe, because I eyeball everything and I realize that's not good enough for everybody. But it's kind of how I cook. So let me step over and get some salt and pepper and I'll be right back. And that broth, I never season the broth when I make it. So it's unseasoned, it's no salt, pepper, nothing. I'm gonna add about 1/4 tablespoon, just a shake of salt. And I'm actually gonna take the shaker top off of the pepper and just kind of sprinkle that in until I think it looks okay. Because remember, those Rotel are in there and the can of diced chilies are in there. Let me see if I can get you to where you can see down in here. And you can see it's just kind of juicy right now. I use the same pot that I cooked the chicken in. And I'm just going to try to incorporate all of this. And to this, before I put it to pressure cook, I'm going to add an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. And again, I just get the store brand of Neufchâtel and throw that in. If I could open the package, there we go. Okay. So all of that is in there. I just kind of leave the cream cheese on top, and then I will set the pressure cooker for 5 minutes on low pressure. I'm sorry, on high pressure, and I will do a manual release. So stay tuned. So I have the cracked chicken going in the Instant Pot, and I filled that up. You're not supposed to fill it up to the brim if you have an Instant Pot. You don't want to fill it up all the way. There is a max fill capacity line. I usually do that and leave just a little bit extra room. I fill it up with water because I want the broth. I can always find something to do with the broth, or I will put it in the freezer for later, or I'm going to start canning. That's another thing we have coming up. But for today, I took that broth and put it in my Dutch oven. I am going to make myself some soup for dinner because I don't eat cracked chicken. So this is approximately, well, actually this is 3/4 gallon of chicken broth. And I've just got it here on low heat. And to the broth, because I like my soup very simple, to the broth I'm going to add some organic celery that I've just chopped up. And it is so good for you. And it's super healthy. So I'll add that. And then I'm cheater. I'm using frozen vegetables. And I'm just gonna add, this is a 32-ounce bag, and I'm going to add probably half of the bag because I love me some veggies. So I'm just gonna stir this. And of course, this broth, again, has 0 seasoning in it. So I'm probably going to add some onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder, definitely salt and pepper, and some parsley flakes. And then once these veggies cook, I'm going to add these Spätzle egg noodles that I get at Aldi. I crushed these up. They're seasonal at Aldi and I covet these, honestly. So when they have them, I buy many, many bags and keep them. I will use probably a half a bag of this. And this is a 17.6 ounce bag. So maybe, you know, it's a little over a pound. Maybe I'll use a little bit more than a half a pound. These noodles blow up. These are like the best noodles. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and just wait for the vegetables to cook. And I'm gonna go ahead and season up my broth. And then I'm gonna move on to my next project. So the cracked chicken is done, and the way that my crew likes to eat it is on top of tortilla chips. I have a mix of plain white corn, and then these are late July seeded multi-seed chips. And then I'm just gonna get it out of the Instant Pot and spoon it right over the top. And there's a little bit of juice in there. Just let it get through all the nooks and crannies. And put a little bit of Colby Jack on the top and some fresh chopped organic green onions, and dinner is served. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. I'm going to end it here. This was a little different for us, a day in the life. Let us know in the comments below if you like this kind of content. We really like jazzing it up. But if you want to see something specific, let us know. Comment on our Facebook page, Hidden Farm Life. We also are on Instagram, hidden_farm_life. Like and follow us. That helps, all of that helps us to grow our channel. And again, thank you for your patience with the camera angles and the lighting as I learn and we continue to move forward. And hopefully you'll come along with us on this journey of farm life. So take care until next time. See you soon. Bye-bye.